There was a good example of this in Transformers Beast Wars, where Rat Trap... Does anybody know this show anymore? Am I the only person who remembers it? Rat Trap. And welcome back, everybody. We are doing a thing again. I'm in a new setup, completely new room, so the acoustics might sound weird, but anyway, I want to talk about a literary trope, and then a specific sub-trope of that example, and since I'm the one that's making the video, you literally can't do anything to stop me. Remember in Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf goes to hang out with Saruman in the White Tower, and Saruman is all like, actually I'm super evil, and I get some cool benefits from being evil, and you should totally join me, we could do some rad evil stuff together. Or like in the Justice League cartoon, when Darkseid is beating the crap out of Superman up on the top of that dramatic mountain, and there's all the lightning and such, and Darkseid is like, hey, I'm really strong, and you're also really strong too, and it would be a shame if I had to actually kill you. Wouldn't it be rad instead if we could just smash the crap out of stuff together? You should join me. Or what about like when Jesus is in the desert doing the month of whatever Jesus is doing in the desert because he's immortal at that time and he doesn't need to eat or drink or whatever, so it shouldn't really matter that he's in the desert. But anyway, Satan shows up and he's like, yo, look at all the cool stuff I could give you and we could rule the planet together just like old times, right? Or what about that one time in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when the crazy villain sister Azula planned a coup of the last bastion against the Fire Nation, Ba Sing Se, and was doing a really good job of it when she captured her renegade brother Zuko and dropped him in the catacombs, all like, you know, you could totally get your honor back if you joined me, and we wrecked the city together, the stupid city, we could conquer it anyway, you want your honor back, don't you? How cool would it be to have your honor back? Gandalf was like, you fool! You've joined the wrong team, and then they have a wizard battle and all that. It's noble and badass and such. And Superman obviously is like, haha, you wish, and then does the standing up and getting more powerful and beats the crap out of Darkseid. Canonically, this is like the 1000th time they fought, but we all know how it goes. And Jesus is like, nah, actually, I'm pretty cool already without any of the stuff that you can go. And Satan is like, well, your funeral, I guess. And then Zuko's like, yeah, actually, that sounds pretty cool, like a good idea. And then teams up with his mental sister to wreck the Earth Kingdom, take the whole thing over and kill the Avatar. Hang on, let me check my notes on that. Yeah, it checks out, I guess. As crazy as it sounds, to many people who think that they know how this trope goes, there are instances where the hero, or in this case, the anti-hero, actually accepts the join me and together we shall rule speech. It's a weird, like, inversion of the dramatic, familiar situation that we know from so many other different stories. The basic situation in the main trope is thus. The hero and the villain are in some kind of dramatic standoff, and the villain might even be getting the upper hand when they offer the chance to the hero to drop their quest and join them in their evil plans. And a vast superior majority of the time, the hero refuses outright and is like, no, I'll never be as evil as you, and then they fight again and they win because obviously, what else is gonna happen with like a shonen, hot-blooded hero who stands up for righteousness? But sometimes, the hero is tempted to actually take the bait. Oftentimes you'll get the ones where it's like, oh, maybe I should do it, but then they realize it's not a good idea right at the last second. And this is like a good way to build tension in the storytelling so that the audience looks at it, right? Because it's the same thing you do when you're in a horror movie. You see the people on the screen and they're doing dumb stuff, and you, in the theater, are gripping the seat, being like, you dumb, don't, why? And stop, and like yelling at the screen, right? And like, you know that there's no way the hero could actually go through with taking the evil guy's offer, right? And when they start to do it, you're yelling at the screen the same way, just like, you fool, don't do it, he's playing you, or something, right? And that's the benefit of having the omniscient narrator. You know already what the villain's plans are should the hero actually take the bait there, because obviously they're just going to kill him afterwards or something like that. Cases may vary where if the hero actually joins them, then they might actually rule together, etc., etc. But, like, you see all of the stakes just as they are in the big picture, and kind of know, like, what the evil guy's plan really is off the bat. And even if you don't know what's happening from a larger perspective, you're still in your seat like, come on! Well, there are some cases where the hero is given the option and forced to reluctantly take it. Like in the original Teen Titans cartoon, the good one. There's that instance where, like, Slade has been going after Robin for a really long time to try to turn him into his protege, I guess. And so after a while, Slade just finally straight up kidnaps him and shows him the screen that's like, oh, there's a nanobot virus in all of your friends, and if you don't do the thing that I tell you and join me and together we shall rule, then I'm just gonna kill all of your friends with this OP nanobot virus. Really super hand-wavium, and why couldn't they have gotten rid of it? Like, Cyborg is a genius and does machine stuff, and these are nanobots, so, like, you'd think they'd be able to do it! You'd think they'd be able to get rid— Slade says that he can set off the nanobots in a second's notice and he would kill everybody, so Robin is, of course, forced to take up the mantle of the Slade uniform, which looks awful. Like, the orange and black, and it's not a very good uniform on Robin. But anyway, he does Slade's bidding for long enough to figure out how to stop the virus, and, of course, tries to kill Slade all the time. So this isn't exactly the same trope, because they're being coerced into doing it, but it does have the same effect. It just gives you this sort of, like, dangling ripcord little sign on it that just says pull to return to status quo when it's convenient for Robin to come back and be part of the Teen Titans again and beat the crap out of Slade later. The impact of a hero turning villain given the choice to do so by the main baddie is actually generally pretty stark. Faced with either impossible odds, or an offer that's too good to refuse, or like an imploration of someone who is perhaps a true friend or a loved one or something like that, the hero is actually forced to consider what would happen. What would actually go down if they decided to join with the villain, right? And since the hero is considering it, so too are we, the audience. In a work that's previously shown a lot of like black and white morality, seeing the hero weigh his options in this manner introduces an abnormality in that paradigm. If the hero can consider going rogue, what's to say that they haven't considered it already? What's to say that they won't actually do it in the future? What if the villain raises a good enough point that the hero would be remiss in not taking the offer? Throw a rock at the internet and you're liable to hit a fanfic written where somebody joins the bad guy. This is the kind of story that we don't often see, and we don't really get enough of in pop culture. We get a lot of like fake villain joining for the purposes of infiltrating the villain's stronghold or something like that to gain information or subvert them or something like that. We get enough of that story already. We don't need more of that one, right? Contrast the story with the opposite direction, where the villain is offered some kind of redemption by the heroes and eventually joins them to become part of team protagonists. This is the story which we get plenty, perhaps too much, of already. That's gonna be a different video, probably something soon. I'll talk about the heel face turn. But in the end, what makes this instance of the hero going heel different is the inciting incident. Some heroes will wind up on the side of the bad guys because they have chosen to go like super extreme about their beliefs to the detriment of people who don't share those beliefs or something like that, or they watch their whole family or city or planet die in horrible flame and blame the heroes or something like that or whatever. But whatever those instances are where the hero chooses to join the bad guys, they're different because the hero is doing it of their own volition. They see these setups, this whole world that they're in right now, and they make the choice to be like, actually, probably the other side is what I want to do. But this is slightly different. It's the invitation from the big bad that causes the hero's consideration of an alignment switch, right? And that makes it hurt more for the audience if they actually go through it. And, you know, there's always that writing advice that's like, you know, hurt your characters. But it's better if you can hurt your audience, too. I mean, if you were in a situation where you could return the world back to its previous state, the run-of-the-mill, boring, everyday state that it was before this supervillain showed up, or you could take this opportunity to seize the hand of the very thing you were fighting, and use that extra power to rewrite the world the way that you think it should be? Would you do it? Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed it. this is a new setup. Hopefully I'm going to be able to make more videos soon. I have a new job. It's really good. It's good money, and it is a stable, actual, like, real schedule, so that makes my life a little bit nicer and easier. I'm going to be doing more things to the setup so that the acoustics aren't so bad and it's not going to be so echoey. Sorry for the audio quality in this one. I promise it's not going to be so bad in the future, but we're going to do it. Look for more videos, both in the literature side and the video game side. I will see you guys in the next video. You know what to do. Please click the stuff that gives me the likes and the subscribes, because meh. Also, I have more subscribers now. Isn't that really cool? I've got 7,000 subscribers. Are you guys kidding? That's so many subscribers. So maybe we'll do something fun with that soon. I will talk to you guys next time.